Hey, booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well, sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm Leanne Dulce. I'm your hostess with the mostest over here. We also have
Sharon C. Lee. I'm here to get your books together if you let me.
Yes. So we together make up this show called Wake Up Happy Sis. Now, we're here to wake you up with a burst of love, laughter, and always self-care, because that's what we do around here, right? We're coming to you live from the Brownstone Podcast Network and KCCR The Brownstone, where we're changing the narrative for our Black and Brown people because we do what? Tell our stories our way. In this episode, Your Health is Your Wealth, Embracing National Wellness Month, is all about embracing and celebrating your healthiest version of yourself. So join me and Sharonda, or Sharonda and I, if we're going to be grammatically correct, as we dive into mindfulness, nourishment, physical health, and building support systems that will make you glow up from the inside out. So get in your comfy chair, get your favorite drink, and it can or cannot have, a little adultness to it. Okay? I say have a little adultness to your drink if you ain't got to go to work. But we gonna vibe together.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not have a little adult beverage in the morning? There's nothing wrong with that.
They're called mimosas. They're awesome.
Facts. They're called mimosas for a reason. Morning little bursts of joy is what I call them. Now, it shouldn't be something you're doing every day now. Let's get clear. We're not saying do this
everything in moderation.
Moderation. So our topic today, it's National Wellness Month. Okay. So I want us to really talk about the importance of wellness. Okay. In this short 30 minutes, talk about mindfulness, mental health. We're going to talk about whole body. Wellness is your whole body, mind, body, and spirit. So I want to jump in a little bit about each of those topics, right? So let's talk a little bit about, start out with the importance of wellness. It really goes beyond just feeling good or looking good, right? Wellness is really a crucial part of living a fulfilling and successful life. And that's what we want you to do at Wake Up Happy Sis. We want you to live a happy, healed, and fulfilled life. And so you have to do that by taking care of your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, your social well-being. You have to take care of the full person. A lot of times I think we get so stuck into one aspect, right? I'm going to work out like hell so that I can have the body that I want, and I'm going to eat right so I can have that body, but I'm not taking care of my mental, and I'm one step away
from going possibly post.
You see what I'm saying? This year. Have some more FAAFO moments on people. Well, we want to.
What exactly is that?
FAAFO? Fuck around and find out.
Clack, clack, clack. Yes. Okay. You're right. Fuck around and find out.
And we don't want to have a lot of those. Right? We don't want to have a lot of those.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. I'm not saying that sometimes it is not an appropriate response, because sometimes it is. I hate to say it. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. So, but today we're talking
help somebody else fuck around and find out too.
That's the point. The point isn't for me to find out. I already know. I already know. The point is you now have to know because you came fucking around with me when I was minding my very own business. My very
Absolutely.
own business. I'm
Absolutely.
trying to do my job, or I'm just minding my business in my neighborhood or in my place of work or somewhere I just want to shop or just fucking exist. You guys are messing with our mental, you're messing with our physical. Sometimes you're messing with our financial because that's a part of our wellness too.
Absolutely. I saw that video link you sent me yesterday. Oh,
Baby, when I
oh,
tell you the Calvary came out, I love to see it, but I hated to see it at the same time because I never want to see
yeah.
violence have to happen. Because aside from the white people going to jail who needed to because they started it for no reason, because this man came over and asked you to move your little pontoon boat because the ferry that is supposed to be docked there can't dock and it needs to let people off. And you saw maybe that it was just a boat full of black people. And you was like, what? F them? Because I'm not moving? Because he
That's
lunged
because they
at
really wanted to fuck around and find out. That's why.
right, but
That's why.
he lunged at the black man and he would have lost had everybody else not jumped in against the black man. At one point it was
Mm-hmm.
like 5-on-1.
Mm-hmm. Men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of
So
Karens and Darrens. The fuck.
Karen's, Darren's, Ken's. No, can't be Darren. Darren is Karen's and Ken's. Karen's and Kens. They was in there. And like you said, they fucked around and they found out. But that's not why we're here today, Sharonda. Although it
But
did
we talk about
give me,
wellness, though. We talk
that's why I
about
said it
wellness.
did give me a little happy spurt, a happiness spurt in my Esperito. And I like that. So now, according to the Global Wellness Institute, I like to have a little fact or two, little factoid that I toss out at you on during the show. According to the
I
Global
like it.
Wellness Institute, the wellness market was worth 4.5. I'm going to give you an option. Million, billion, trillion. What do you think? The wellness market.
Billion.
Trillion. $4.5 trillion. And that was back in 2018.
Oh,
That was
okay.
2018. So 2023, that number's up.
Mm.
So this booming industry points to a growing recognition that health and happiness are actually intertwined, you know, and taking the time to invest in our wellness, we already know it leads to increased productivity. We're going to have improved relationships because when I'm happy and healed and fulfilled, I'm not bringing all the stress from the outside into my relationship. And we're going to have greater satisfaction in our lives. And that's what I'm trying to get to, baby. I'm trying to be happy, healed, and fulfilled in all aspects of my life.
Absolutely.
But I do want to say this wellness isn't a one size fits all, right? What's right for you isn't going to be right for me. Hell, what's right for your husband ain't even going to be right for you all the time. You know what I mean? It's really an individual and our unique needs and being able to look at what works for me. What helps me feel happy? What are the things, the little traumas and demons that I need to work on healing? And healing is a lifelong process. You're never really healed because there's always things
Mm.
that can trigger you back into that trauma. That's why they're called
Mm.
triggers. Because sometimes there's something
Mm-hmm.
that will trigger you and it'll instantly take you back to being a child, to being scared, to being whatever. But to me,
Mm-hmm.
healing is about learning how to manage it when it happens so that you are not overwhelmed and taken over by it. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I see it. You know what I mean? And we want to help people. My goal with my business is to help people find ways to feel good and to bring joy into their lives. It might be yoga, it might be journaling, it might be meditation, it might be taking a walk in nature, it might be traveling and seeing new destinations and hiking and spending time with friends. It may be engaging in a bit of adult activities that people don't like to talk about, but those are things that bring people joy and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Lots of it too.
Mm. You know, some of us ain't getting them, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna work it out. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you incorporate wellness into your daily routine? What are some things that you do?
Wake up. As soon as I open my eyes, I say thank you, Lord, because today might not have been a day that I got to wake up, open my eyes and
Right.
stuff. So I first start off and say thank you, and then I'll get some exercise in at the beginning of the day, because after the life be lifing during the day, at the end of the day, you ain't trying to do no kind of nobody stretching and yoga. And no, if you get it out of the way at the beginning of the day, then it's done. Um, get a healthy meal. Giving myself permission for taking the time for myself to
Yes.
get my day started
No, I think that's
before I
super
take care of
important.
anybody else.
Yeah, but I think that's super important is we have to first focus on us. They tell you on the
Hmm.
plane, put on your mask before you try to help anybody else.
Absolutely.
Because if you're the foundation and you go down, what happens to everyone else?
It's a
Right?
domino effect. Hmm.
Yeah. And then it has even that domino effect has more of an impact, right? So we have to give ourselves permission. I like how you said that because a lot of people don't. Oh, I
I'm
can't.
only talking about myself.
I gotta
I
put,
couldn't be
I gotta
talking about
put, I gotta
anybody
put
else.
my kids first. Well, I am talking about everybody else. You need to put yourself first. Now, there are times when you have to focus on your kids. You have to focus on your parents. You have to focus on your spouse or your work or whatever. But that should be the exception, not the rule.
Hmm.
You should never have to focus on everybody else to your own neglect and detriment, ever,
Hmm. Right.
period. So I'm going to give you
Yep.
three little
Been there
tips.
too.
I think we all have, though, right? We all have been there. But I'm going to give you three little tips for how to incorporate a little bit of wellness into your daily routine. First thing, start small. Everybody tries to jump in and I'm going to work out 60 minutes a day, every day. I'm going to start with small things. Begin with just a few minutes every day. Start with your morning routine. What is one or two things that you can add into your morning routine when you wake up? You could do a 1 or 2 minute or 5 minute meditation and gratitude session.
Hmm.
Gratitude is a wonderful wellness tool that's going to help fill
Absolutely.
you up. Is like Sharon said, thanking the Lord for her being allowed to wake up another day because it's not guaranteed. Thanking the Lord for you're safe, you're healthy, you're whatever. The things that happened yesterday. Taking a little time to do a body scan and just seeing how you're feeling in your body. Does anything hurt? Do you need to focus on anything? Right? Take some time and wake up 20 minutes early so that you can be up before the rest of the house is up and it's quiet and you can have a cup of coffee to yourself, cup of tea, cup of water, your breakfast, oatmeal, whatever it is, right? Figure out a couple of things that you can do. And it just has to be a few minutes. It doesn't have to take hours or all day. Because most people are like, I just don't have time. You have time.
Hmm.
Put down that phone
Make
for 5 minutes.
time. You make time for any and every. You make time for the stuff you want to make time for.
Yeah. And then create a routine. That makes it super easy. Your body responds and your mind responds to consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to bed every night at 8 p.m., you're going to start getting tired at 7:30 because your body is
Mm-hmm.
going to start winding down. Says, oh, we need to start winding down at 8 o'clock. We sleep. Your body responds to consistency. So create a routine. Write it down. If you can't remember, post it on your lamp, on your mirror, whatever. Oh, okay, let me run through my things. Put it in your phone. Most people wake up and look at their phone. Oh, boom, put a reminder every morning. Let me run through my morning routine. Make it a little checklist that you can say, yep, did. Right? You don't want it to feel like a chore though. What you're
Right.
doing with the checklist is to help you get it into rote memorization so that it becomes a habit. You do that for a month, it'll be a habit and you won't need the checklist anymore. They say you do something consistently for 21 days, your body builds a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So do it for 30 days, you now have a habit. And make it enjoyable. Do things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that help fulfill you, right? Because if it's something you hate doing, it's going to take more effort for you to do it, right? Oh, I hate going to the gym, but I love walking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you get a couple of weight bands so that you can put the weights on while you're walking in the morning so you can get more exercise, right? Have more impact to
Mm-hmm.
the exercise you're doing. Incorporate some stretches on your walk route so that you're getting more exercise, right? There are ways
Mm-hmm.
that you can still do something, but make it in a fun and enjoyable way for yourself. Go to Zumba class. Some people hate going to do the other things, but they love going to Zumba class. You know, figure out what works for you and what makes you happy, what you enjoy doing, and you're more likely to stick with it long term. So let's jump real quick into our first break. So you are watching Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR, the Brownstone and Brownstone Podcast Network with your hosts, Leanne Dose and Sharonda Seeley. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Ready to swap your daily grind for some ocean waves and sunshine? Then join Brownstone Worldwide for the ultimate neighbors retreat aboard Celebrity Cruises. From July 21st through the 27th of 2024, get ready to make waves and unforgettable memories. Our all-inclusive package features plush rooms, drinks on us, complimentary Wi-Fi, and yes, even tips are taken care of. Bask in live entertainment, exciting contests, and be a part of the live tapings of Brownstone podcast shows. Venture beyond the ship with shore excursions to the stunning Key West, Bimini, Bahamas, and Georgetown, Grand Cayman. But here's the catch. These rooms are selling out like hotcakes right now. So don't miss the chance to rub elbows with your favorite Brownstone Air personalities and meet your neighbors in an unforgettable setting. So what are you waiting for? Secure your spot on this epic journey today.
All right, and we're back. So, next thing I want to talk about in here, we have a few more minutes before we wrap up, is I want to talk a little bit about mindfulness and mental health because I think it's super important that we touch on a few things in this realm, especially when it comes to Black people and mental health and wellness. Um, Historically, we've been told, taught, what happens in our families, in our lives, stays within the family walls, within that home structure, right? And that's such a damaging and detrimental act. That trauma, we're supposed to lock all this trauma away and we're not supposed to tell anybody about it. I do love now that people are getting more open, well, going and getting help and having a therapist, right? I love to see that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But one practice that I think people need to get more into is the practice of mindfulness. Okay. And mindfulness refers to focusing our attention on the present moment, calmly acknowledging and accepting our feelings. We're not judging the feelings because first thing we typically do is judge the feelings. We feel bad about feeling bad. We feel bad about feeling angry, whatever. But we're here to accept our feelings, our thoughts, and our bodily sensations and be in the moment and to calmly acknowledge them, right? We don't want to judge it. You can do meditation, right? Because that helps reduce stress and it helps with mental clarity. And with mindfulness, what I really love is it allows you to kind of acknowledge it. Okay, I'm angry. Why am I angry? Right? And really think through
Mm-hmm.
that you can process and move forward and get back to whatever it is you're trying to focus on. And with meditation, that goes kind of hand in hand because with meditation, your goal is to try and clear your mind, right? But your
Mm-hmm.
mind is always going. But it's like,
Right.
okay, mind is thinking about this. Why is it thinking about this? Okay, now let me shift it back to where I'm trying to be. And every
Something I
time,
have that helps.
back.
Yeah. The white noise helps with that. At nighttime when you're trying to sleep and calm your mind down, and it's just like all of the thoughts and stuff are just all over the
Mhm.
place. So if you're in a relaxed mode and you use the white noise as an anchor if you're focusing on the white noise, it helps to induce sleep. I think.
Okay, okay. Well, and I think that focusing on the white noise, that's a form of meditation too, right? You're meditating on that white noise. And what's going to happen is you're going to be less stressed. You're going to have less anxiety. It can help with pain. It can also help with depression. Meditation can, right? I do I do like meditative breathing practices sometimes, especially when I have pain in my back or somewhere. And it's where you really are, you're breathing in and you're concentrating it in wherever that pain is, right? So let's say you've got pain in your shoulder here and you're breathing in and you're just imagining and driving that breath to that space. And it's like,
Mm.
and you focus it in that area. And I do that when I have pain, and it definitely helps. It definitely helps.
Oh, I want to learn how to do that because, ooh wee,
Oh
that
yeah,
self healing thing is something to be looked into seriously.
it really is because you have to think about previous civilizations. Our ancestors did not have all the medicines and things that were around, right?
Hmm.
And some of them lived to be ripe old ages, 100, 80, 90, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have any of the modern technology. They used all the home remedies and the plants and herbs. My grandmother, my great grandmother used to know all kind of little remedies to for whatever ailed you. And I think we have to go back to that because now all of the crops have pesticides in them, cancer causing pesticides at that. You know, some of the
They're
food
trying
now,
to kill us, girl. They're trying to kill us.
yeah, but think about it. Some of the food is genetically engineered. Not like that hasn't always
Mm-hmm.
been. Seedless watermelon's been out a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's genetically modified foods,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now you're seeing it like rice, eggs. Some of these things ain't real, Sharonda. We have to know what's going in our body, in our mind. We have to know this. And we have to take control. And practicing mindfulness, meaning we're not just mindlessly doing stuff. We're paying attention. We're in the moment. We're paying attention to what's going on to us, around us, you know. Now, I want to give 3 little suggestions about um, kind of mindfulness and mental health. Desk yoga. I was in this cohort um, training program, executive training program. And one of the ladies there was a yoga teacher. And she taught us about like little yoga things that you can do while you're at your desk to kind of help relieve stress and tension. Now,
Hmm.
looking at my notes, there are numerous simple and quick yoga postures that can be done right at your desk to release stress. So look into it. It might just be simply like she had us doing stuff like we were doing different little things and you're raising your arms and you're doing things, you know, that just help to relieve pressure. Like sometimes even something just as simple as doing this, you know, can help relieve tension. And we were rolling our necks and doing little different postures and stuff that we were doing while sitting down. We didn't get up, right? We never got up. So I would say if that's one thing, look into yoga, desk yoga, mindful
Okay.
listening. Mindful listening. When you're in a meeting, you want to practice mindful listening. That means you're focusing entirely on the speaker and absorbing what are they saying, not trying to formulate a response while they're speaking. Because sometimes we stop listening because we heard the first part and we now work on our response.
Hmm.
That's not mindful and active listening. Mindful and active
Right.
listening means when Sharonda is talking, I'm not typing, I'm not looking at my phone, I'm giving her my undivided attention, and I'm actually listening to what she's saying and not listening to respond. I'm listening, I'm taking what she's saying in, and then I can process and come with a response after she's done talking. But most people want to be the first to respond or they cutting you off. Like how often do that happen in meetings? All the time,
Hmm.
right? That's because we're not mindfully listening. We're listening to respond. And then mindful eating, same concept, focusing on what you're eating, not just shoveling all the food in your mouth, taking the time to savor and experience the food one bite at a time. You'll eat less, you'll feel full faster, right? And that'll stop us from overeating. Because most times we're eating while we're doing something else. We're eating, we're looking, we're talking, we're having whole conversations, we're working and eating. We all do it. But sometimes we have to practice mindfulness and put mindfulness into the things that we're doing. And then the last one is walking meditation. While you're walking, focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground. This is a simple way to practice mindfulness while moving. So,
Hmm.
literally, just thinking about how it feels when you're touching the ground, your feet are on the ground and walking. What are the sensations that are going through your body? When I do such and such, my knee hurts a little bit. But just getting in tune and in tune with your body and understanding what's going on with your body when you are when you are meditating. So those are a couple of the things we're talking about, right? Now, finally, in our last few minutes, I just want to talk really quickly as we wrap up about community, right? That's social wellness. This is the last thing because I think this is super important. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are going to uplift you and who are bringing happiness to your life. If you have somebody in your life who's always negative, always sad,
Hmm.
always angry, they never have anything positive to say, it's always a negative downturn based off what's going on,
Hmm.
have to limit your interactions with people like that.
Absolutely.
Because it
Absolutely.
comes to you. It starts to come to you. It starts to become a part of your energy, especially if
Mm.
you are an empath and you feel other people's energy. It's like an energy
Mhm.
transfer. They're transferring that negative to you. They're gonna go off and they're gonna feel great. And what are you left
Hmm.
with? You're left with all their negative energy in your spirit. That's just like sometimes when you're talking to people and they're just draining you. After you're done, you feel like you need to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
They go off and they're just
Mm-hmm.
happy and chipper because they transferred all that negative to you. So make
No,
sure,
not transferred, dumped.
well, dumped, yes. So let's make sure that when we are thinking about our wellness, that we're also thinking about social wellness, the company that we keep, the circles that we move in. If you're moving in circles with people who ain't moving, you're not going to move.
Hmm.
Find a new circle of people who are doing something, they're moving, they're going to push you to work. That's just like somebody who ain't got no job telling you, man, you really got to go to work today? Just call in.
Hmm.
Sir, I got bills to pay. I don't live with my mama or my auntie or my girlfriend or whoever. I got bills to pay. I got responsibilities, kids to take care of. So, yes, I shall be going to work or going to my business. Especially when they think you work from home or work for yourself. They think we just have this abundance of time. Sir, I work more now than when I was working on a job, but I'm happily
Hmm.
working for me instead of building somebody else's wealth. So, find people that are going to bring you happiness, bring you joy, bring you fulfillment, because that's important. It's important how we uplift ourselves, but sometimes it's also important of how people uplift us too, because sometimes we just don't have it in us anymore. We're down and we have scraped that cup bare. There's nothing left, and sometimes you need somebody
Mm-hmm.
to help pour back into you. So make sure that you are seeking professional help when needed, that you are getting help from your friends when needed. Don't be so prideful that you can't ask for help. Because that's another
Hmm.
thing. You know, look, let me clap on that.
Thank
Because
you.
that's another thing
Thank
we
you.
do is we won't ask for help when we need it. And we're sitting here hurt. We're sitting here in pain. We about to get put out our place, whatever the issue is. We one step away from thinking about hurting ourselves.
Mm.
We have to reach out. Do not think you're a burden, because on your real friends, you are never a burden.
Absolutely.
Never a burden. So that's our show for today. 30 minutes go so fast. I always feel like we go.
Absolutely.
So
Because we're having fun.
we are. You know, and I like to talk self-care and wellness. And we have a couple of jokes in the middle. Like, you can't go wrong with a good happy show. So we'll tell the people how they find you.
You can find me at bookkeepingforlife.com, and I'm on all social platforms. If you need your books cleaned up or caught up or just done because you just can't take it no more, please give me a call. I'm here to help.
If you can't take not one more day,
Not one more. Not name another one.
what you do? It's around to go and get you right. Now, for me, if you would like to continue the conversations, then I have a group that I'm starting, and I'm actually going to start letting people in. Is Wake Up Happy Sis on Facebook. Free. We're going to be talking self-care and wellness and tips and just having a good time and building a support system. That social wellness thing I spoke about, very important to have people who see you but who are not going to judge you. When you're having an off day and you really want to tell your husband off and your kids off and you just want to say F them kids. We know you don't mean it. We know that you love them kids and would lay your life down for those kids. It's okay. You be like, you around people that be like, girl, said the same thing.
Cue the choir.
But they might also give you some tips on how they deal with different things and stressors in their life too. So it's not just a bitch session, because I ain't about those. I'm about let's talk through and let's help you come to resolution. And that's what I'm building.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you will join us. With that, we want to thank you for coming to another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone and Brownstone Podcasting Network. And we will see you on Monday. We got another great show.
Y'all.
Yeah, we got another great show every Monday. We here live. We here live for you. So we'll see you later. God bless. And remember to have the day you want to have, because you have the right to choose. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone. Make sure you show up every Monday